everyone, I'm Kristen Gaiman with My Whole Kitchen, and today we're going to put together a 4-ingredient salmon marinade. It is one of the only ways I got my younger children to try salmon, and so this sweet, delicious, healthy, easy salmon recipe is going to be a fan favorite for your kids and for adults. And we love doing salmon. Salmon is a staple in our house because of the high omega-3 count, and we just do not get enough omega-3 in our diet. So this is a very easy way to do it, an easy way to get your kids to get their omega-3s in their diet. I use a wild Alaskan. Always use wild. No matter what you do when you're picking your salmon fillet, get it wild. Because if you think about it, this is coming straight from the waters versus a farm raised. These salmon are swimming all over each other in a farm pool raised setting in their own feces. It's really not a pretty picture. And so don't try and Google that if you don't want to see what happens to farms. So definitely use a wild salmon. So what we used first in our marinade is a butter. And I use a Kerrygold grass-fed butter, which could be found even at Aldi's these days. So you can get it inexpensively there. And then I melted this butter. And don't be afraid of butter at all. Think about the fats that you want to use in your diet. Think about what your grandparents or your great-grandparents ate many years ago. Because the minute that we started processing oils in the 60s is when our health went awry. So good grass-fed butter is definitely a fat that you should have in your diet. So we have a half a cup, or we used actually 4 tablespoons, which is 4 tablespoons of butter. We melted it. Then, now for the sugar. We definitely want to use a little bit of sugar to make this sweet. It appeals to the kids. However, we're going to use a coconut sugar that has a lower glycemic index than a regular sugar. So this coconut sugar can now be found in any grocery store. It's become pretty popular on the shelf. So a half a cup of our coconut sugar, and now we're gonna put in a soy sauce. I use a gluten-free soy sauce because we have a gluten-free diet in this house, which I recommend for everybody, but that's a story for another day. So I use 2 tablespoons of a gluten-free soy, which is called tamari. That is your gluten-free soy. And then 2 tablespoons of sherry. Now, when I'm buying sherry, do not buy it from the grocery store in the marinade section. What I do is I go to a liquor store and buy a good quality sherry. And by good quality, it doesn't have to mean expensive. This particular sherry, I think, was $5 or $6. But definitely get it at a liquor store. You're gonna get a higher quality sherry. And this will sit on the shelf for 6 months, a year. So now we've made our 4-ingredient salmon marinade. Very easy. And now you're just going to defrost your salmon, get the water out, and then this salmon has been marinating overnight, but you truly don't need it more than a half an hour, and you'll have a yummy marinated salmon. Now we're going to get ready to put this salmon on the grill. But you don't necessarily need to grill it. If it's in the middle of winter, you could definitely bake this in the oven at probably 375, 400 degrees pretty quickly for 15 minutes. And it'll be just as delicious as the grill. Something to consider when I'm putting salmon on the grill is it does not necessarily need to be flipped. Salmon is a very flaky fish and you do not want it to fall apart. If you like the grill lines and a little charred top, you can attempt it, absolutely, but just make sure that you keep the top on the grill for about 15 minutes. The more you check it, the longer it's gonna take to cook through.